So, I have an idea for a Christmas movie I want to run by you.
Okay.
All right. So, every December in the town of Fairfield, it drapes itself in the twinkling lights of candy and Christmas cheer.
Okay.
But this year, Christmas joy is curdled in terror. A figure stalks the frosted streets.
I'm liking where this is going already.
And someone hides behind the mask of Yuletide nostalgia. His name is Chuck. And no one really knows him, but his neighbors whispered about a strange boy who never really quite fit in. And childhood was not kind to Chuck. He carried wounds that no carol could heal, shadows that no snowfall could cover. And now, decades later, these scars have festered, and Chuck is not returning for merriment, but terror and distorted lullabies of the dead. But as the body count in Fairfield starts to mount, the town digs into Chuck's past, and slowly the clues converge on a name that's haunted holiday specials for generations, because Chuck isn't just anyone, he's Charles. Charles Brown. And this is how it all began.
I fully support this.
It's my
A
pitch.
Charlie Brown Christmas-sicker. Chris Massacre.
I like that. Chris Massacre. That's good.
Shall you start us, or shall I?
I shall.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Welcome, boys and girls, to another fantastic episode of the Sanctum Sanctorum podcast, where comics and Christ culture collide. I am one of your hosts, Joey.
And I am Chris, and it's not only comics and Christ culture colliding on this very festive episode, but it's comics, Christ culture, and Christmas all coming together.
So many C's.
But also, if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Ramadan, winter solstice, St. Lucia Day, Boxing Day.
Got any more?
Eid, I think, is the Hindu one. It's like EID.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a great song by a third wave ska band called Real Big Fish called Whatever You Celebrate that they released on their holiday album. That basically lists every holiday that you can find in the month of December, and just kind of is like happy and just kind of goes through them all. And so whatever you celebrate, this song's for you.
That's amazing.
It's a good time. It's fun stuff.
Well, whatever you're celebrating, we're glad you're here. We're on the Christmas kick right now.
Yes, sir. We are complete with festive cheer in the form of some eggnog, and a festive offering for you today in the form of something a little different. Something a little bit different. Not a movie this time. A little bit different. But
It's a little different.
before we get into that,
Before.
I have a somewhat anti-comic book culture moment for you, if you're ready for that.
I'm buckled.
So obviously, on this show, we cover comic book movies, and I would say most
What?
comic book movies. I know, news to you, right? What have you been doing the last year and change? But most comic book movies are not the yearly holiday watches for everyone. In the same way that something like Home Alone or Christmas Vacation or The Grinch kind of are. So I wanted to know your top 6 I call them anti-Christmas movies. Now, it doesn't mean they're anti-Christmas. It just means they're not your normal holiday fare, but they still take place around Christmas, but they're just a little left of the Christmassy center. Now, you may be asking yourself, why top six?
I was going to ask you that.
When you have six and I have six, we have the 12 days of anti-Christmas.
You know, forgive me, North, for doubting you. I was like, why the hell does he have six?
Yeah.
I don't know if I know six.
People are going to do top three. They're going to do top five. Six is what matters at Christmas, especially if you have a partner, doing the other six.
And I am a partner in crime.
In so many ways.
In so many ways. But yes, I do have six.
All right.
I will go in reverse order. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Love it.
My number 6, we've covered it before. I rewatched it not too long ago. Shazam. Don't say it too loud. You might turn into something. A recent movie that I sort of stumbled on is called Fat Man. Have you seen
with
this?
Mel Gibson.
With Mel Gibson.
It's a weird
really
movie.
Entertaining. Super weird, but it was very entertaining. I highly recommend it. Got to give the devil its due. The devils, it's their due. Gremlins. Gremlins is totally a anti-Christmas movie. It's phenomenal.
1000%.
This one's a little left askew, but I gotta go with it. Edward Scissorhands. It's not Christmas, but isn't every Tim Burton a Christmas movie?
Edward Scissorhands is one of those movies that people will put on their list of like, oh, this is one of the weird movies I like at Christmas. But to me, it's kind of like, it's not the same thing, but it's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life because it kind of takes place over the course of a period of time. So Christmas is in it, but so is Halloween, so is a summer barbecue. So it's one of those movies that's appropriate for every holiday.
And ironically, it came out on December 14th, 1990. So it's kind of a Christmas movie.
Also, is it ironically, or is it just this is Tim Burton's time of the year? Most of his movies are, October to December.
It's the most Burton-y time of the... Okay, number 2. Die Hard. Because isn't it a Christmas movie?
Yes. I saw.
Let us know in the comments.
I saw a funny thing today that was like, Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie because it takes place on Christmas Eve. It's a Christmas movie because it's about a man who's fulfilling a familial obligation to a place he doesn't want to go and ends up hating every minute of being there.
That's not bad.
All right, hit me with number 1, baby.
Summing up number 1, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, okay, not where I thought you were going to go.
So it's literally set at Christmas. Christmas is a part of the plot. It's not just the scenery. And Shane Black has a thing for Christmas. Obviously, the last movie we covered was Iron Man 3, and that happens at Christmas, kind of. But the theme actually fits better in Christmas than you might think. There's second chances, there's identity and reinvention, there's unexpected redemption. I think that's a very Christmas themed film. It's just got a ton of profanity and a corpse or two.
Like every good Christmas, listen, a Christmas Carol got a lot of dead people, creepy children, death, all kinds of stuff.
I gotta tell you this. I was trying to read Christmas Carol to my kids.
Okay, I feel like mistake number 1. I don't know if your kids
Mistake
are quite
number
old
1.
enough to grasp Charles Dickens, but
Did not get it.
that's why they did it with the Muppets, so you could get it.
But we're going through, and they're like, "What's a spirit?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna watch The Grinch now."
Spirits. The spirits did it all in one night. Of course they can. They can do anything they like. You know what? That's a solid list.
Thank you.
Well, only one of which do I watch every year. Gremlins I watch every year. Die Hard I watch most of the time. But that's a great, unique list.
And for you, my good sir, on your 6 days of Christmas.
For me, well, let me tell you, aside from 1.5 of these movies, they're all Christmas horror movies. Those are kind of where I find my
Those are kind of fun.
anti-Christmas. So number 6 coming in is almost the one that kind of started the Christmas slasher, and that's Silent Night, Deadly Night. You know,
It's a good one.
young boy witnesses a violent crime perpetrated by a Santa. Years later, goes crazy, dresses up as Santa, starts killing people who are naughty. Don't get much more simple than that.
Nope.
Number 5 is Violent Night.
I'm sensing a theme.
Violent Night is kind of a new one. It's kind of a new one, and it's David Harbour from Stranger Things and from the newer Hellboy and Thunderbolts, plays Santa, who is kind of a disgruntled and disenfranchised with Christmas and the holidays Santa, who is called into his original Norse roots to lay waste to a gang of kidnappers who have taken this rich family hostage because the kid fully believed in Santa, and he beats up John Leguizamo. It's awesome. It is so fun, so funny, and still has it's Santa, so there's still some Yuletide cheer in there.
Did you say lay waste?
Lays waste. Yeah, like he does not hold back.
Awesome.
You know the song Janie's Got a Gun? Yeah, Janie's got a gun, Santa's got an axe.
Nice.
So, yeah. Number 4, Krampus, the Anti-Claus. It's got a great cast. Toni Collette is in that. Adam Scott is in that. It's an excellent cast. It's actually got a very strong Christmas message in it of, keeping the spirit of Christmas where it should be and, honoring the idea of Christmas. So it's actually got a very traditional Christmas message in a non-traditional movie. Number 3, one of my favorite Christmas movies, Anna and the Apocalypse. Now, this is one of my favorite Christmas movies because it's got everything that I personally love in a movie. It is British. It is set in high school. It is a zombie movie. It is a musical, and it is a Christmas movie. There is nothing.
You're firing on all cylinders.
There is nothing to dislike here, and the songs are all bangers. They're a lot of fun. It's great, great movie. Number 2, to no one's surprise, will be Batman Returns. Another one of my favorite Christmas movies, favorite movies in general. We covered it last year
because
around
I knew
the
you
holidays.
had it.
Yeah. Batman Returns, I just watched it the other night. One of my yearly watches. And really, to no one's surprise, my number 1 anti-Christmas movie is my all-time favorite movie, and that is The Nightmare Before Christmas, another Tim Burton movie. The citizens of Halloween Town decide to try to take over Christmas. And really, that's what the holidays are all about.
And that's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
Exactly.
Did we miss any, boys and girls? Drop us your favorite anti-Christmas Christmas movie, and we'd love to hear what is a yearly watch for you in the anti-Christmas sphere.
Yeah, I mean, we all watch the classics, but what's a weird one that you like to watch every year that's not quite Christmas?
Yeah, show us how weird you are.
You know what's also interesting about anti-Christmas movies, and it makes sense, but it never occurred to me, is the idea that there are movies that people watch all year. I mean, they watch every year at Christmas time that have nothing to do with Christmas. It just kind of became their tradition to watch.
Totally.
So my sister-in-law watches The Sound of Music every year at Christmas. Has nothing to do with Christmas, but it's what her family watched at Christmas time. So that's like her favorite Christmas movie tradition to do, which is just odd to me because that's kind of an anti-Christmas movie in that it has nothing to do with it. You can watch it anytime. But
it's kind of what Disney tried to do with Star Wars.
Yeah, okay. So The Force Awakens feels like Christmas to me because of the time of year that I saw it. I got a couple of Christmas gifts connected to it. So it has obviously nothing to do with it. But if I put that on right now, it would feel like, this feels like the holidays.
I'm guessing December 17th.
I want to say it was the 13th. Going 13.
It was the 18th. Okay. Because
you
then
were
they went
closer.
backwards. It was the 17th and then the 16th for each one. And
Oh,
ironically,
gotcha.
they all got progressively worse.
Well,
But that's not why we're here today.
debatable.
Today,
But
we are covering something very interesting. Not what I thought we'd be covering, but I was really happy we did it.
Yeah.
We are covering an episode of Batman the Animated Series. And one of the reasons that we chose this was because, you know, obviously with our Batman rating, Kevin Conroy, the voice, is our pinnacle of Batman. For the Joker rating scale, Mark Hamill is the quintessential Joker. But there was no way we were ever going to cover the entire Batman the Animated Series. But there is a Christmas episode, and so we decided to watch Christmas with the Joker, which is episode 2 of season 1.
first appearance of the Joker, and yeah, it's. I mean, let's do a synopsis before we get too deep into it, because there is so much to say about this series. But yes, if you want
Yeah.
to pause here and go watch it, it's 20 minutes long. It's on HBO Max. Christmas with the Joker. Go check it out, and then come right back here and hear all of the things we have to say on it. But right now, I think I'm ready for a synopsis.
Cue that animated music. Here we go. It's Christmas in Gotham, which means absolutely nothing is going to go according to plan. Batman and Robin are trying to have a peaceful, wholesome holiday movie night, like humans. But before they can even get through the opening credits, the Joker escapes Arkham on a rocket-powered Christmas tree, which honestly raises more questions than it answers. With the Joker hijacking every TV signal in Gotham, a TV special no one asked for, hostages wrapped like discount mall Santas, and a studio audience made entirely of cardboard cutouts, Batman and Robin must rescue people before Joker's holiday cheer slays someone.
I get this.
You get it, Chris?
Slayysleigh. I get it.
Slays someone.
We're either slaying or slaying. I get it.
It's chaotic, it's iconic, it's peak 90s animated series in Christmas with the Joker from the Batman animated series. Dun dun dun.
Very nice. I mean, listen.
Thank you.
Is it? I think it's the best you could do doing an episode of a TV show, because you know there's not
Short
as
and
much
sweet, just
plot
like the
as a
episode.
2-hour movie, but very nicely done.
Totally. Anything more and I'd be longer than the episode.
Very true. But as we kind of already said, this episode stars Kevin Conroy as Batman, Mark Hamill as the Joker, and Lauren Lester as Robin, who also makes his first appearance in this episode, in this for the animated series, his first appearance of Robin and the Joker. So there you go.
In the pure spirit of the season, Chris, why don't you go first with some of your good things?
You know, I struggled with this because there's only so many good things you can say, again, in such a short episode. So some of the things I have are kind of about this series as a whole.
Sure.
You know, like we said, they took a swing making the second episode of a series a Christmas episode. And this isn't a bad thing, but what a decision to make the second episode feature Batman's most famous villain and not the first episode.
Sure.
Like, you put the Joker in number 2. For me, as a reader, you know, a lifetime reader of comic books and a lifetime watcher of comic book movies and TV, Conroy and Hamill are the definitive voices of Batman and the Joker. When I read Batman comics, when I read Joker comics, those are the voices I hear in my head. Like, they are Batman and the Joker, to a point where they did it. Their voices were used in the Tomorrowverse movie, The Crisis on Infinite Earths 3-parter.
Oh, really?
There's a scene where one of the Earths getting erased is the Batman the Animated Series universe. And it's the last time that they share vocals, you know, obviously before Kevin Conroy passed away.
Oh, wow.
So that was the last recording of the two of them having dialogue together. So they did it for, you know, 30 plus years. they were the definitive voices of the animated Batman and the Joker, to a point where Kevin Conroy played a version of Batman in the Arrowverse, and Mark Hamill played an almost version of the Joker in the Arrowverse. So, I mean, they just
Was he on the Flash?
it was. So he played the Trickster, but it was a version of the Trickster that looked very much like the Joker. So I think it was kind of an ode to that. But like, they are just the definitive ones. This episode is very, very campy.
Oh, so much.
But in a fun way. I think it's done in a fun way. I like
it works.
I like that the Joker here is clearly inspired by the Killing Joke and by 66, because he is going to drop 3 people into a giant vat of acid, but also the gift he wants to give Batman is a spring-loaded pie in the face.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got some 66 there, you got some Killing Joke in there, and I think you get a little bit of... it's a good combination for the Joker that makes it both adult-friendly and kid-friendly. Because, like, you can watch this and enjoy it as a grown-up. You can also watch this with your kids and have it be, you know, fairly appropriate. But you don't feel like you're losing brain cells watching the animated series, because it's so ahead of its time. So very ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It is the best Batmobile, I would say. I love the design. I love the design of this Batmobile. You know, Batmobile gets redesigned for every movie, every animated show. It looks a little different. And this is my favorite. And I also love that this is very inspired by the Tim Burton Batman movies. Now, when this came out in 1992, those were the only Batman movies. You know, they hadn't done Batman Forever and Robin, and obviously none of the later ones. So this was very much the theme was based on Danny Elfman's theme, and it was kind of based on the feel of the Tim Burton universe of how Bruce Wayne, Batman, and Joker and all those characters should be. And I like that. But yeah, it was just kind of fun, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it for my good. Nothing too deep or specific.
All right. I had most of what you had. A couple other things. First and foremost, you get Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin Laid an Egg.
The Batmobile lost his wheel and Joker got away.
Exactly. To me, that is peak Batman. That is peak Batman animated series. That is peak elementary school for me. And it's just pure... It was just pure happiness when I heard it. I've seen the episode before, obviously, but like once it popped up, I was like, oh, that's right. This is fun. Joker took a word from his sponsor, which I thought was great.
Which was also like kind of breaking the fourth wall, because it was where the actual commercial breaks.
And that's what would have happened. And, you know, speaking of that, it is, you know, the nostalgia of it just literally took me back to Saturday morning cartoons. It is excellent, excellent animation.
Oh,
for 1992, it is peak animation.
For 1992,
it's very Animaniacs.
For today,
Pinky and the Brain, like it's all of that.
For today, it's peak animation. Like,
yeah, it's not like watching Scooby-Doo from the 70s, but it's not watching Teen Titans from 2005. Like it's a solid. And this is hand drawn, right? Like this isn't computer animated graphics. By the time we hit Batman Beyond, and they would integrate the two. But this one is just like it's bright, it's sharp. The lines are very poppy, and it's bold. Like it's just really well done from an animation standpoint.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I have during the toy fight, the music that they use, they integrate Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker music with original animated series music. So if you go back and you listen, it is not just the Nutcracker, but it's not just animated series. And like whoever the score director was integrated both of them so that you're like, oh, that's from the Nutcracker, but wait a second, this is from the animated series. Like, who does that? That's genius.
Bruce Timm does that.
To make your own. I know. It's just, it was so well done. As I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, they didn't have to do that for me. They could have just picked one or the other. But instead they said, hey, let's take both of those well-known things, combine them, and make something completely unique.
Yeah.
It's genius.
It's one of those things that's like the Disney Tarzan movie soundtrack where it's like, listen, Phil, this is just a movie about a guy who thinks he's an ape. It doesn't have to go that hard. Well, this is going to be the hardest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Phil
that.
Collins said, hold my beer. Oh, my gosh. That's it.
All right.
Do you have any other?
Okay, so here's where I kind of landed. Here's where I kind of landed with my other. The Batman the Animated Series was such a not only like pop culture and iconic moment in time. It originally ran from 1992 to 1995, and it began what became known as the Bruce Timm-verse, which included Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, the Zeta Project, Static Shock, and a whole bunch of animated movies that were set in that universe. The animated series created Harley Quinn, who went on to be one of the most popular comic book characters of all time. There were comic book continuations of it called Batman: The Adventures Continue, which were drawn in that similar style. And it just is such an iconic piece of television history, Batman history, comic book history. And I think that we would be remiss to take a moment and look at some of the accomplishments that it had. If you would indulge me for a moment.
Consider yourself indulged.
So a couple of little tidbits about it. Kevin Conroy was the first actor to play Batman who very intentionally distinguished the voices between Bruce and Batman. With Bruce, he's a little more high up in his register and, doesn't really understand things. But when he's Batman, everything is down here, almost monotone, gravelly, without making it sound like, Christian Bale's gravelly voice. And then he was the first person to do that. Similarly, Mark Hamill is the only actor who was allowed to be standing while recording his lines because it gave him the kind of theatrical wherewithal to put his whole body into the performance of the Joker, especially with the laugh and the way that he would speak very down here and then maniacally up here. Most other voice actors, especially when you would record together in the booth, everybody kind of sat on a stool so that you weren't like invading each other's spaces. And he was the only one that they let do that. And I also think part of that was probably his prowess of having come from, the Star Wars trilogy at the time.
Totally.
That it was like, well, I mean, you went from doing 3 of the biggest movies in science fiction to our little animated show. But he was not the original voice for the Joker.
Really?
In the original pilot recordings, do you know who was the original voice for the Joker?
I don't, and I want you to tell me now.
Tim Curry, which would have been in a different world, in an alternate universe, that would have been fantastic. If you don't
Absolutely.
know who Tim,
do they cite why not?
I think that just the scheduling didn't work out, and they ended up going with Mark Hamill, who again went on to be definitive. I don't know that Tim Curry would have been as definitive of a voice, but he has such a unique voice. And if you don't know who Tim Curry is, watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Clue, Home Alone 2,
Muppet Treasure
Island, The Wild Thornberrys. He's the voice of Nigel Thornberry. The original It movie, he's Pennywise. He has such a distinctive voice that's unmistakable. which also might have been like a downfall because he has such a unique. It's like Christopher Walken doing the Joker, where it's like you're never going to think that's the Joker because you're always going to know it's Christopher Walken. You know what I mean?
True.
So that might have been another reason. It won several daytime and primetime Emmy Awards. It revived the entire character and backstory of Mr. Freeze to a point where, again, not only did they write Harley Quinn into comics because of her impact, but they took Mr. Freeze's origin from the animated series and retconned it to be his forever backstory in the comics, which again, like, you know, Bruce Timm, Dwayne McDuffie, Paul Dini, all these guys who were kind of the creative minds behind the animated series universe really had such an impact on the comic book industry with this show, but especially Batman the animated series more so than all the other ones, as great as they all were. Just really did some amazing stuff. And I mean, look, if you're our age and you've never seen it, where have you been living? Number one. Number two, if you're our age and you have kids, it's time to get your kids to start watching it because it is just peak television. So that's just a little bit of stuff there about Batman the animated series and the Bruce Timm verse as a whole.
I like it. I have one other, and then we're going to take a break and hear a word from our sponsor. This other is like, it's kind of just a fetch quest of an episode, but like they never really find him. It's kind of like just going around from one thing to the other. Very bumbling, like, okay. Like, I just didn't know what to do with it. It was like trying to find him, but didn't really find him. And then at the end, we kind of find him, but then it's like right back where we started. So it was just like a nothing of an episode. Just didn't know what to do with it.
Okay. Yeah, I have some thoughts on that, but I'll wait until after our commercial break before I get into that.
Perfect. That said, we're going to take a break.
See you in a minute.
This holiday season, when the city is crime-ridden, the nights are long, and your unresolved trauma is even more than you can handle, there's only one drink that hits the spot. Pennyworth Eggnog. Emotional stability in liquid form. It's the perfect balance of holiday cheer and brooding despair to help you forget every crime alley so you can have a silent night. Now with ingredients like nutmeg, robin eggs, heavy cream, and justice. Just a splash will have you realizing that you are the night. Whether you're spending Christmas chasing the Joker or staring dramatically out a window, Pennyworth Eggnog packs the punch you need. Pennyworth Eggnog, for when you smell and when you've laid an egg.
All right. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Well, I have to say, nothing says the holidays like a glass of refreshing Pennyworth Eggnog in both alcoholic and non-alcoholic forms.
There you go. Hey, you didn't rate my ad.
Oh, I did not rate your ad. Well, you know what? It's the holidays. And we're doing Christmas with the Joker. We're doing his namesake. I'm going to give you a Hamill on that.
Thank you.
That's going to be some Hamill in your stocking right there, my friend.
Okay. I wanted to say this is flawless. This is great. This is nostalgia. It's my childhood. This is everything that a Batman thing should be. And yet this is not great.
My man, it is not great. No. Number one. Number two, I mean, it's got so many things I love. The Joker is one of my favorite comic book characters. I love Christmas. I love Batman. I love this show. But, I mean, in how many episodes of this are there? There's like 80 episodes of this show. And there are so many better episodes than this. This was not the episode to introduce the Joker.
No.
This was not it, sis.
I'll go first. And like some of this stuff is just like, hey, it's animation. But then others of it's like, no, this is just stupid.
Some of mine get a little nitpicky, so I feel like I'll be ashamed of some of the things.
For example, like, where is this train heist? The mountains? It's like, are we in Gotham or not? And all of a sudden now we're just like in Vermont? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. There's a lot of Gotham's got a wide span of acreage.
Gotham's pretty big.
It's a big place. It's like the whole state of New York. So you got mountains and forestry and deep city and everything in between. Suburbs, mansions on hills.
Yeah. Like I said before, it just doesn't do anything. Exactly where they started is exactly where they ended. Joker doesn't really have a motivation other than bad guy. Like, why does he want Batman? I know it's like, hey, you're supposed to understand that this is the lore. These are the two. These are the guys, and that's fine. But it's like you got to give a little bit more. I know it's a 20-minute episode, but like he doesn't even have a throwaway line of like, and now I'm going to get you back for the thing that you did.
No, you're
like there's nothing.
No, you're absolutely right because there's no. If you don't know that one, Joker is just an agent of chaos and the motivations behind his obsession with Batman, if you don't know, you're not going to know from this episode, which again, I think is, if this was the second episode with the Joker, I think that would be more fine because you had some setup.
Sure.
Like, why was he in Arkham? Are we supposed to establish that he's Batman's arch nemesis? We have no history with him in this. Now, obviously, we have, decades of history with him in comics and movies, but, again, if I'm introducing this and this is the first thing of Batman and the Joker I show to my son, like, I'm going to have to explain to him, like, okay, here's why this is probably happening, and so I'm with that. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
The cannon that just starts blowing everything up in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh. Because?
Yep.
Okay. I laughed out loud when I saw this. You know the comms that they use where they're talking to each other? Like the headphones or whatever it is? Robin goes, Batman, Robin here. Like, who else is on
this channel? What else do you use this for, Robin? There's no other teammates yet.
Right. It just made me laugh. It's like, okay, this is very 66, but also it's just so stupid.
Unless the only other person who could be on the comm would be maybe Alfred, but listen, you sound like a 19-year-old, not a, 70-year-old British man. So I think I can distinguish the voices there.
And then the last two things I have go under the category of OMG Batman. Batman just snaps the head off of a giant metal toy.
Yeah, why not?
OMG, Batman.
Sure.
And he also catches 3 people midair. OMG, Batman.
One of them being a very heavy fella in Harvey Bullock.
A very heavy animated fellow.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I know Batman is strong, but that's a lot. I mean, he basically just gives him like a Roman Reigns spear right midair, and it just, that doesn't make much sense.
And he's good.
Everybody's fine. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's all the good that's all the bad I wanted to talk about because I figured you'd be picky.
I mean, we kind of covered everything that I had. And again, there's not much you can be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of that. Some of it is just logic problems. Like, how did the Joker build a rocket out of a tree in Arkham Asylum? Also, why are they letting, Arkham is supposed to be for the...
How did he ride it?
Arkham is supposed to be for the criminally insane. And you're letting them have access to strings of lights, glass ornaments, a star on the top of a tree with very spiky parts to it. Like, what did you think was that? I don't know how he did this. And also, maybe he had been planning this Christmas thing in his head for a while, but he breaks out on Christmas Eve, and the whole episode takes place on Christmas Eve. How did the Joker have time to set any of this up? He's got the Joker robots, the giant freaky looking toy soldier things, robot things.
OMG,
the
Batman.
Giant vat of acid, the cardboard cutout audience that looks like actual citizens of Gotham.
Not only did he get the heads and the ears right, but then he like drew on them, and they all look, appropriate.
Not just generic faces.
And the laugh
like
track.
Each person has, each cardboard character has their own lovely personality within the features and clothes that are given to them.
And that's a level of detail I'd like to point out, that the Joker cares.
You know what? Details matter. Details matter. The devil's in the details, and he certainly is. The last thing I have, now this is something that has bothered me since I saw the show initially, because for me, Batman...
Do tell.
I'm okay. Don't get too excited, because I feel like I'm setting this up to be like this big revelation, and it's going to be super, super stupid and super petty. So don't get too...
I'm ready.
Don't get too, ready for it. Wayne is supposed to be, the ladies' man playboy. He's, Gotham's #1 most eligible bachelor, sexiest man alive, Gotham Times Man of the Year, all this kind of stuff. And he wears the ugliest yellow and brown suit.
What did he say?
Every day that I have ever seen in my life. It's horrible. He doesn't brush his hair. He wears a brown jacket with tan pants and a like vomit yellow shirt with a brown tie. I mean, come on. Who is dating that guy? And why aren't they making him dress better? Like, come on.
I don't know how to help you here.
I hate it. I always have hated it. It has always bothered me. And I don't know why. I don't know why it just has really just stuck in my brain as, look, nobody's ever going to accuse me of having a great fashion sense in my personal life or my public life or any part of my life. But I'd like to think that I know better than to wear a yellow and brown suit.
It's time to stop!
Just throwing that out there.
Christmas is coming, and for all you who need fashion advice, yellow and brown really does make a statement.
Listen, apparently you can be also I guess there's the idea that like he's a billionaire, he can do whatever he wants. Who's gonna stop him? Nobody's interested in him for his fashion sense. It's his money, money, money.
Are you interested in him for his spiritual sense?
I'm not sure Batman has much of a spiritual sense, but if he did, I think that we would be the ones to find it. So let's open up that gift. Let's open up the gift.
You first.
Okay. So for me, it's more of less devotional and more of a kind of a Christmas theme, idea. Bruce complains that he never was interested in the movie It's a Wonderful Life because he never could get past the title because, he had such a, terrible childhood, losing his family and this, very difficult upbringing. The Joker, albeit for nefarious reasons, kidnapped a group of people and kind of made them into a family for himself because he didn't have a family. For many, many people, Christmas time is about family. You're spending time with family, you're exchanging gifts with family, you're celebrating family together. And your family is meant to be your first unit of support, the first kind of safe space that you have to ask questions, to figure out who you are, or who you want to be, what you want to be, and all those kinds of things. But not everybody has a family. Not everybody has that upbringing where it was safe for them to be who they were, where it was safe to kind of speak their mind. When you don't get brought up with that kind of family, then many people will try to build one, and you have, you know, what's, you know, popularly called a found family, and that's made up of, you know, friends and relationships, and, you know, just people that come around you that love you, support you, make you feel safe and wanted. And that's something that is very present in the Bible, is this idea of loving each other. You know, in 1 Peter, it says, love each other because love covers a multitude of sins. Whether this is your blood family, or this is a found family, or this is just a group of people that you have come to love and that you have chosen to be your people, your tribe, your crew, the job of those people is to love you, to support you, to never to judge you, but to hold you accountable. Because the most important thing about family, even if it's a chosen family, is accountability, support, safety, and love. And especially around Christmas time, when there are so many people that are without that. When you have that, you need to recognize how special it is and how important it is that you have that. So that was kind of the idea that I pulled from Christmas with the Joker.
I like it. Well done.
Thank you. What'd you find in your digging?
One of the funniest, but kind of the most telling things about Christmas with the Joker is how the episode starts. You know, they're singing Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, and the Joker literally rides off in a rocket out of the prison mid-song. And it kind of instantly sets the tone of the episode that Christmas gets interrupted. The song gets interrupted. Even stuff that's meant to be beautiful and peaceful is actually sabotaged in that moment. But this is where my mind went to with that. It's that Christmas has always been a story of interruptions. Mary's life gets interrupted by an angel. Joseph's plans get interrupted by a dream. Shepherds get interrupted by a sky full of stars. Herod tried to interrupt the entire thing by going on a murder spree. God himself interrupts humanity by stepping into it. And the Christmas story is really God just saying, look, I'm willing to disrupt and interrupt your normal to bring you something better. And we don't usually want that. We want something smooth and predictable and comfortable. We want Christmas to kind of go according to the script. And that's sort of what the Joker just keeps doing. He goes off script. We want a quiet holiday. Bruce wants a quiet holiday, but the Joker keeps interrupting. Except, what if God wants the same thing for the right reasons? The Joker's trying to introduce chaos and, murder and all this other stuff. But, God interrupting our lives always usually does it for a good reason, does it for something better in our lives. And what if the interruption this holiday for us is actually the place where God wants to break in and do something amazing in our lives? Mary didn't get the life that she planned. Joseph didn't get the marriage that he planned. The shepherds got an interruption in their work, but they all got Jesus, which, is better than what they could have planned for themselves. And I think for us, particularly at this time of the year and with this season, there's going to be interruptions. What if those were actually moments that God's trying to break into your life? So
that's good stuff.
That's what I found.
Who knew that all that was in this 20-minute silly thing?
Sweet little baby Jesus knew. Mm-hmm. That said, let's rate it.
I think I'm ready to rate it. I'm gonna kick things off here because, look, if we were gonna rate the show as a whole, it would be a Conroy, because this is probably the greatest cartoon, one of, if not the greatest cartoons. Not only superhero cartoons or Batman cartoons. It's just an incredible show. But if we're looking at the episodes separately and on their own merit.
As we should.
As we should. This is an Affleck. It's
Okay.
It's okay. It's not my favorite episode. It's got, again, first appearance of Mark Hamill as the Joker. It's got the Joker in it. It's Christmas. It was a big swing for episode number 2. And there are bones of some really good stuff in there, but there are far better episodes as the show progresses. And I think that if you were going to start ranking all of them, this would be pretty near the bottom in terms of quality, storytelling, and all that. So I'm going to leave it at an Affleck because I don't want to offend the show, but I got to be honest about, how good this episode really is. And it's filler.
I kind of did the same thing, but I went lower than you. This series is a Conroy. This episode's a Kilmer. It's meh.
I could
It's
see
forgettable.
that too. Yeah. Yeah, I could go with that.
I'm not it's not even good. It's not even oh yeah, I remembered this. There are episodes that stand out in this series, but this ain't one of them.
Agreed, and I could see why you would do that. For me, the only reason that I didn't even mess with Kilmer as a rating is because this was Mark Hamill's first appearance, and that kicked it up because he became such an iconic voice actor, especially for this character. So it was hard to say it was completely forgettable solely for that reason. That's just me. I'm not saying it's a wrong answer, but that was the only reason I couldn't go quite to that area. But it's also not so bad.
Sure.
It's good.
Yeah, I agree.
This is there.
But audience, what do you think? Drop us a comment on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube about what you thought of this episode and what you want for Christmas. What do you want Santa to bring you?
Yeah.
Because I have no more money. I've spent it all.
Yes. What do you want Santa specifically to bring you? Because we could not possibly.
We can let him know.
Sure.
But
and
we
if
can't
you
get
want
it
to
for you.
buy us gifts, okay. I won't say no. I won't tell you where I live. But
No.
I appreciate the thought of wanting to buy me something.
Get us out of here.
All right. Listen, folks, have a wonderful holiday season. A Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We will see you with our...
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. We will see you with our newest episode, our newest full-length episode in this coming January. Maybe we'll give you a little something for the New Year holiday. We'll see. But until then, remember, kids, if you don't have a family of your own to celebrate with, steal one, because that's what Christmas is all about. Happy holidays. See you next time.
Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown.
Listen, I need to talk about something that really you're not going to care about, but it's a big moment because last night
Hey, I'm here for you, and your joy is my joy.
Okay.
Your pain is my pain. Hit it.
John Cena had his final match with the WWE, and it was a big deal.
I have no.
It was a big deal.
I do not care about this.
It was a big deal. And they really just kind of screwed the pooch with it. I don't like how they did it. Didn't like his opponent. Didn't like the ending. Most of the audience there didn't like the ending. But listen, that's the end of an era. And here's how it connects to the show. Because we do comic book stuff, and he is Peacemaker. So,
no.
And it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Recognize it.
John Cena is to comics what wrestling is to Shakespeare. It's technically storytelling, but subtlety has left the building.
All right. There's no reason to just piss all over it, okay?
I don't get it.
You don't have to get it. But what happened to my pain is your pain. My joy is your joy.
Oh, that was BS.